And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our Christmas race. This is Talladega Superspeedway here, finishing out what's been an exciting race weekend here at Talladega Superspeedway. This is the Christmas Tree 500, live here from the high banks of Talladega Superspeedway, getting ready to set the stage for this season's season finale at Zen Joltis. Who is going to be Season 6 Snickers Cup Series champion? I think Talladega is going to play a big part into whoever it may be. On the pole position for today's race, actually an all-rookie front row. Carson Gum, who actually had tough luck finishing dead last in the Mobile Cup Series race here yesterday, will start on the pole position, and alongside of him is going to be Eugene DeMax for Earnhardt Ganassi Racing. I remember that 41 going to victory lane with Kevin White behind the wheel at the restricted plate track of Daytona. We'll see if maybe he can go to victory lane here at Talladega with Eugene DeMax behind the wheel. John Cittadino's actually been putting together some good runs as of late. The defending champ had a real tough regular season of Season 6. Since the chase started, though, he's really been picking it up. He's up to 25th in points. Still looking, though, for his first win of Season 6, as he had 6 victories last season when he took the championship. Alongside of him is going to be a former Daytona 500 winner, James McLeod. He's going to line up in 4th place today. McLeod 24th in the point standings, trying to pick up some well-needed momentum heading into next week when he's going to be battling for the Mobile Cup Series championship. And then you got Michael Norman lined up in the 5th position. Michael Norman just trying to finish out this season here with a second win, as he is trying to get himself set up for next season with Michael Norman Motorsports. Take a look here and see just exactly what the scenario is coming into today's race. Charles Jackson, who's been on a tear, he is currently a total of 21 points ahead of Cole Daly in the current standings. Then a total of 34 points back, that's John Radigan. Tim Walsh is 37 points back. And then you got a couple of drivers who could maybe keep themselves in contention. Sean Galligan, 5th in points, a total of 49 points out. And then Danny Wells, a total of 50 points back. Basically, in order for those two drivers, Galligan and Wells, to stay in contention, they got to have Charles Jackson, Cole Daly, and possibly even John Radigan, Tim Walsh encounter problems here today at Talladega Superspeedway. Will it happen? You never know. The big one plays no favorites, and we'll see what's going to happen in today's event. It's time to get these cars rolling off, though. We're ready to go green flag racing here. Christmas racing on Christmas. 19-lap event ready to be run here in the Christmas Tree 500. We'll now show you your starting lineup here for today's event. Live from Talladega Superspeedway. What's the field going to look like heading into the season finale at Zen Joltis? Currently on the back straightaway, lights are out top of the pace car, which means we will go green flag racing once they get around here to the exit of the Tri-Oval. We've seen all weekend long that where the stripe is located here at Talladega Superspeedway has really played a factor into who has won these races. It's not like Daytona. It's not in the middle of the Tri-Oval. It's actually down the middle of the Tri-Oval and turn 1. That few extra 100 feet comes into play into who's going to have the drafting partner to be able to get themselves to the stripe first, and many times it comes down to just a splitter. Will we see something like that here today? Don't know. We may, though, as here we go. Carson Gum, Eugene DeMax, they get ready to put us under the green flag here at Talladega Superspeedway. Who will keep their chase hopes alive? We're going to find out. As we're about to go to green flag racing, the flagman currently stands in the flag stand. Green flag is in hand. We're waiting for him to wave it to officially get us underway in this 19-lap event. It is now waving, and we're underway, and Carson Gum got himself a good jump now. Normally, when you're at any other kind of track, that's a good thing. Here at restricted plate track, that's not a good thing. Actually, maybe he and Eugene DeMax had worked something out, because look at Eugene. immediately dive down to the inside line and get the drafting help to the 56. I wonder if maybe during the pre-race ceremonies or maybe during the driver's meeting or something, they may have strategized about doing that. If so, very veteran-like move for those two. And both of them are rookies, but now Eugene going to jump down to the bottom of the racetrack. Eugene DeMax looking for the top position. Apparently that alliance worked very well through turns 1 and 2, but then when he got to the back straightaway, nope, tear up that contract and write a new one, because it's the Earnhardt Ganassi boys. Going to the front, DeMax has now picked up his veteran teammate, John Cittadino. And whoa, Cittadino, he wanted to go to the inside, but Michael Norman is there. Norman had to give him lots of racing room out of 4. They're 3 wide for the top position. Norman, Cittadino, and Eugene DeMax. And look who Michael Norman's got helping him. His future teammate, Danny Wells, who will be moving over to Michael Norman Motorsports next season. Got another teammate back there for next season that's going to be coming up here too, Madison Siebert. As they are 4 wide, about 3 rows back there, but they can do that here. And look at Charles Jackson, the yellow car. Not the first yellow car, but the second yellow car back there, the Dollar General Toyota. The points leader starting to work his way up here to the front. Whoa! Almost some contact there between the 27 of Andreas Allen and the 33 of Madison Siebert. Somehow they keep it together, though. That was close. And look who's coming on the inside line as well. Joshua Michaels, our winner from Texas last week, who ended up cutting the Ford win streak by putting his Dodge in victory lane. Michael Norman, though, continuing to lead the chaos that's ensuing behind him. 4 wide for second, Charles Jackson. Man, he's looking in top form again here at Talladega. Good run for the 20 as he'll go up to second place now behind Michael Norman. Let's see if he has any thoughts for the lead. No, not right now. He actually jumps up to the high side there. Maybe trying to get a little bit of air there through the grill of that machine. No, now he's going to stay on the high side because Zach Rogers going to stick him there. Alan Tanker going to leave him there as well as Deanna Shelton comes on the inside line with that drafting help from Adam Chambers. And I think Sean Galligan may be back there as well. Yes, he is. And look who's coming on the inside line as well. The orange machine there right behind the Huggies Ford. That is Cole Dowling. Remember, he's trying to run down Charles Jackson for the points lead. Jackson's been kicked up to the extreme high line, and he is starting to lose positions very rapidly. That's going to help out Cole Daly as he's starting to work his way up on that inside line. Right now behind Dylan Young. Whoa! Chambers very squirrely there in the middle of the corner. Slides up in front of Michael Norman, though, and he'll keep it straight. Oh, there's contact! Dylan Poteet's around. Andreas Allen's around. Zach Rogers is involved. James Silverfox involved. I'm trying to target a car here that I saw involved. Andreas is actually flipping. Trent Dunham's involved. Navarrete. McLeod. I see Cody Lamas back there. Tim Walsh, one of those drivers that was trying to stay in contention. He's gotten involved in it. And there was a spin further up, too. Tristan Foltz is involved. Cittadino. Washer, the points leader, Charles Jackson, was involved. There's P.J. Williams. Dunham. As it looks like Tanker's going to be the leader at the line, but I'm more concerned with the drivers back here. Whoa, someone else is flipping. That was Dougie Shears. Veydarova was in it. And there were more drivers than I'm sure I even know. There's Veydarova, Duncan, Deanna Shelton, LaPlante, Rogers. There's Jake Cole on pit road, Henley. There's Dylan Young, Walsh, Shears, Radigan. That's another chaser that was up in contention to maybe stay in the championship hunt. There's Dylan Poteet. A lot of damage to the front of his machine. The pole sitter Carson Gum involved as the smoke looms here on the back straightaway heading into turn 3, and lots of drivers were involved in this one. I looked at James Silverfox. Amazingly enough, I thought I saw his car spun around, but he didn't really sustain that much damage. At least it doesn't appear to be. And I'd say we had maybe about 2/3 of the field involved in that one. The big one strikes early on lap number 4 of 19 here at Talladega, and a lot of drivers, a lot of top contenders involved in this one, including Jackson, Radigan, and Walsh, who all were coming in with hopes to maybe head into season finale as Enjoltis, mathematically eligible for the championship, and I think we may actually have some pit stops here. Cole Daly I see back there. He's somewhere around, I think he's in maybe 9th, 10th place. He's okay. And Sean Galligan we see up here in 3rd place. But as far as the other drivers, I don't know. Where's Danny Wells? Let's see if we can find him coming down pit road here. There's the 31. Okay, he appears to be okay. So Danny may still be in contention. As Noah Hart, very quick pit stop for him. He's already away. He was able to bypass Alan Tanker coming off pit road. Ralph Mason, also a very fast pit stop for him. Nick Barney off pit road. Michael Norman off pit road. Oh, but the slower car of P.J. Williams is going to hold him up. Oh, boy. P.J., where are you headed? He's going to pull right in front of Nick Barney. That's going to hold up to 26, and Noah Hart's going to get off pit road ahead of Nick Barney. A couple drivers did get out ahead of him, though. Chambers is off pit road, so is Galligan, Austin, and look who's the leader. It looks like it may be an Everham 1-2 on this restart. Michaels, last week's winner, out in front now of Drew Austin. Dodge all of a sudden starting to get their game on here late in the season. So we'll jump back now, take a look at a replay of what happened. Man, oh man, the big one has struck here at Talladega, and a lot of drivers were caught up in it as a result. Well, I have a feeling the only way we're going to target this one and see how it started is if we go to the helicopter view. Take a look at the yellow machine on the high side. Actually, there are two yellow machines. One's Dylan Poteet, the other is Charles Jackson. Now, we know Poteet got turned around by somebody, but there must have been contact initially with these drivers in the middle. Maybe oh wait, who is that? Is that Cittadino? Madison Sieber and Richard Johnson. Up into Zach Rogers. And then there it is. Just try and find yourself, see if you get through. See, there's the Silver Fox machine. He did get spun around, but he didn't really sustain a whole lot of damage, apparently. There's the two cars from Michael Waltrip Racing, the 55 and the 15, both sponsored by Peak, Cody Lamas, Austin LaPlante. There's Roha Vidarvu, Emilio Navarrete, Trent Dunham. Tim Walsh gets turned off the nose of Tristan Folks. I don't know if he gets the wall or not. Yeah, he noses it into the inside retaining wall. There's Andreas Allen actually flipping over. Dunham facing the wrong way. McCrory, I think, may have actually made it through there. There was Silver Fox. Or not Silver Fox, I'm sorry. Make that McLeod. And then something happens up here. Oh, whoa. Oh, wow, yeah. How does this happen? Was this a wreck right after that other one? Oh, nope. This was a... Oh, wow. This was right up at the front. Look at this. After that wreck had happened, contact between teammates. Deanna Shelton and Dylan Young down into Cold Alley. Deanna's going to... Wow! Oh, my word! The impact into that wall. Straight back up into Radigan, William Duncan. And then Jake Cole's going to clobber the Dylan Young machine. Oh, my goodness. That 13 took quite a lick in the driver's side door into the inside retaining wall at over 180 miles per hour. And then as these drivers lie on the apron, some of them not up to speed. Oh, man, look at this. Rogers, head on into this. Vidarvu, straight into Deanna Shelton. And I don't think it's over. Henley, straight into the back of Dylan Young, actually flips the 2 car over onto his lid. There's LaPlante, head on into this. Dougie Shear's going to come into this. Henley actually got airborne. And then here comes the Tristan Folks machine. I think he's going to nail the back of Dougie Shears. He does. And then Dougie, contact there with the 43. And then Cody Lamas through the middle. T-bones the 17. That doesn't flip him over, though. I thought I saw the 17 flipped over. There's Tim Walsh. He gets involved. Chris Washer gets through. Who is it that's going to nail the 17, though? I'm pretty sure someone hits him. Oh, whoa, Navarrete comes sliding into the picture. Good heavens. Hello, Emilio. Is it McCrory? Someone I thought flipped the 17 machine over. Maybe not. Oh, is it Trent? Nope. Little bit of contact there, though. Well, I guess it wasn't anybody. Wait a minute. We got to go to a different camera angle here and see that Dylan Young machine flip again, though, because that was quite an incredible sight, even from the aerial view. I can't imagine what it's going to look like from one of our ground cameras. All right, right here. Dylan Young. Let's go to our TV2 camera. All right, there we go. Dylan Young, John Radigan, William Duncan, Deanna Shelton, all sitting there on the apron. There's the contact between Jake Cole and Zach Rogers. And then watch Sean Henley coming into view right about now. Straight into the back, and the 2 car going to flip. He did a complete somersault over the William Duncan John Radigan machines. There you see Henley also get airborne after the hit from the collaboration of Anthony McCrory and Dougie Shears. Then Tristan Folks, right there, he runs in the back of Dougie. Man, lot of hard impact here. And you guys want to, and I think I actually want to see the hit Deanna Shelton took into the inside retaining wall too, because that was a hard hit. Let's see if we can actually see it. Oh, this is going to be a perfect camera angle. Look at this. Let's see how fast she was going when she hit it. 210 miles per hour. 210. Holy cow. That is probably the worst kind of an impact a driver would want to have here at Talladega. Driver's side 210 miles per hour into the inside retaining wall. Thank heavens they utilized a safer barrier there. But right back up into traffic come the two Penske Germain cars, and that was some hard licks here at Talladega. But man, Charles Jackson, John Radigan, Tim Walsh, all involved in that. Let's actually go on board with the 20 of Charles and see just exactly how we got involved in this. On board with our points leader coming into this race, Charles Jackson was not able to avoid the big one. Watch the contact up ahead of him between the 33 and the 11. And the tough part for Charles was he was on the high side, and as soon as the 78 ahead of him, Dylan Poteet, lost all momentum, there was absolutely no reaction time available for Charles. We'll have to see if he's going to be able to continue or not. Quite a bit of extensive front-end damage to his Toyota as we'll head back now to the green flag. Joshua Michaels, I believe, is the leader. Whoa! Nearly got an Andreas Allen there that time, too. Nice miss there, even though he was involved in that first wreck. Get ready to go back under the green flag. This time will be on lap 9 of 19. Safety workers have done a great job getting the track cleaned up after the carnage that took place all the way from the middle of the back straightaway into the middle of turns 3 and 4. We've had several drivers go behind the wall as a result of that big wreck. We will update those in just a moment. We'll give you a full field rundown though now as they are on the back straightaway. Gives us plenty of time to be able to do both. Joshua Michaels after pit stops. He is the leader. His teammate Drew Austin lines up behind him in second. Sean Galligan may be able to take advantage of what happened just moments ago. He's in third place. He'll try to keep himself mathematically in the hunt for the championship next week as in Joltis. Adam Chambers is in fourth, and Noah Hart, who was the leader under that caution, I believe. Oh no, Alan Tanker was, but Noah Hart is going to be restarting in fifth place. Nick Barney is in sixth. Seventh place is Ralph Mason. Michael Norman is in eighth. Ninth place is Alan Tanker, and 10th will be Henry Nova. Carson Gum did get some damage out of that, but will restart in 11th place. How about Danny Wells? Still continuing on in 12th. He's trying to keep his hopes to win the championship still mathematically eligibly alive. Mary Cole lines up in 13th. 14th now is Eugene DeMax. 15th is Kyle Matthews. Citadino runs in 16th. 17th, James Silverfox. Chris Washer, 18th. 19th place will be James McLeod. Here's the guy we'll be keeping an eye on, Cole Daly. He's going to try and be the points leader head next week as he's continued on in 20th. Richard Johnson, 21st. And Masson Sieber in 22nd place. So we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Drivers out that will not take this green flag, and there are a load of them. Dylan Poteet, Charles Jackson, P.J. Williams, Dana Shelton, Zach Rogers, Dylan Young, John Radigan, Andreas Allen, William Duncan, Roy Vidarvu, Jake Cole, Anthony McCurry, Austin LaPlante, Cody Lamas, Trent Dunham, Sean Henley, Dougie Shears, Tim Walsh, Emilio Navarrete, and Tristan Folks. As the green flag comes back out, Joshua Michaels, Drew Austin, Everham going to get us underway here. Now, Charles Jackson finishing today's race in the 24th position puts a lot of pressure on Cole Daly. In order to leave Talladega as the points leader, came in 21 points back. He's going to have to finish in second place or better here today. If he finishes in third, he and Charles Jackson would be in a tie heading into the season finale atop the Snickers Cup Series standings. And Cole Daly, we know, is actually starting near the rear of the field here. Back around the 20th position, you see him now slicing and dicing his way through the damaged traffic. Just got around Richard Johnson. He just got around Madison Sieber. He's now working on James McLeod. Two other drivers we'll be keeping an eye on during the course of this race are Sean Galligan and Danny Wells, because depending on where Cole Daly finishes today's race, those two could still be in contention. Keep in mind, Charles Jackson's out of the race. So right now we're basically going to be comparing Sean Galligan and Danny Wells' finishes to Cole Daly's finish. Cole Daly came into this race a total of 16 points ahead of Tim Walsh, or make that, a total of, 28 points ahead of Sean Galligan and 29 points ahead of Danny Wells. So, depending on where he finishes as relation to where Sean and Danny finish, will pretty much play out into whether or not those two are going to be in the hunt for the championship here this season. Galligan is a former winner this season. Danny Wells a former two-time winner this season. Right now, Joshua Michaels. He has been on quite a momentum streak as of late. He cut off Ford's race-winning streak last week at Texas, picked up his first career Snickers Cup Series win, and trying to get himself some well-needed momentum heading into Red Bull Racing next season with former Snickers Cup Series champ Dougie Shears, as Noah Hart now dives to the bottom, and here comes Danny Wells. So Danny Wells trying to pick up his 3rd win of the season. I think that could very easily put him up in the hunt for this season's championship. Sean Galligan's trying to keep himself up here as well. And right now, we're not seeing Cole Daly really making much hay here since the green dropped. As a matter of fact, he's all the way back here with this 2nd pack of cars. Back here with Mary Cole. Mary Cole's teammate James McLeod and Carson Gum, the pole sitter. Currently 16th place is where he's running. It's not a bad running spot, but when you have to be finishing 3rd or better in order to take the points lead, you probably wouldn't consider that good a position at the moment. Especially if this thing goes into a long green flag run. I don't know if they're going to be able to get enough momentum to catch up back here to the tail end of the field, because the field has now kind of lost John Cittadino. And maybe if Cittadino can fall back there, he may be able to hook up those guys and they may be able to catch up here. I don't know. Eugene DeMax apparently has lost the field as well. Both of those Earnhardt Ganassi cars tried finding each other. Maybe didn't find each other quick enough, and now they're starting to lose ground. So maybe if they can fall back to Cole Daly, James McLeod, Mary Cole, they may be able to form up a group here. And while these guys continue to race 3 and 4 wide up ahead of them, they may be able to get single file and have something happen here. Now look at Danny Wells, Sean Galligan. 1-2 right now. They know the urgency of having to finish this race with maybe even a win. And they have not really kept themselves near the back of the pack at all since we went back to green flag racing. They're keeping themselves out in front and in contention for this thing. And now, Danny Wells may have an ace in the pocket. Look who's coming on the inside line to help him. His teammate out of Richard Childress Racing, Adam Chambers in the 29. Sean Galligan does not have a Tweenix Racing teammate up here. The closest one are James McLeod and Mary Cole way back there, who I think actually just got around Cole Daly. Wait a minute, where'd the 88 go now? Oh, I thought they got around the 50. I thought the 51 got around him, which apparently he did. Now Cole Daly going back to the inside of James McLeod. And as these guys continue to race double wide amongst themselves, that's going to open up the gap between the front pack and these guys. And actually Carson Gums lost touch with them, so now they're left as 3 cars. There's Eugene DeMax all by himself, John Cittadino all by himself, and then you got this big pack of cars up here at the front. Looking here at this field, it's a big opportunity for teammates to be able to work together. 26 back there with the 16 out of Roush Fenway. You've got the teammates from RCR up here at the front, 31 and 29. Joshua Michaels has his teammate Drew Austin here, and then also I see Ralph Mason and Noah Hart with the opportunity to be able to work together. Joshua Michaels took a little peek there on Adam Chambers, but apparently the 29 so glued to the back bumper of the 31, they were able to create enough speed that they were able to keep Joshua Michaels back in the 3rd position, and Michaels thought better of continuing to force the issue, moved back into 3rd place as Kyle Matthews is right behind him, and now here comes Michaels trying again to break up the RCR duo, and I think he succeeded this time. Chambers going to slip up to the high side of the racetrack, and he's going to start slipping back to the tail end of this pack now. Take a look at who's been able to keep himself in contention here still. Michael Norman in the 3. Having a great run. There he is peeking to the inside of Alan Tanker. He was up here at the front when that caution came out, which kept him ahead of the wreck. Had a good pit stop, kind of fell mid-pack, and now has worked his way back up here to the front. Michael Norman, very well known for his restricted plate racing, and looks like Ralph Mason is coming to pit road. So wait a minute, are we having pit stops here in the closing stages of this race? Mason just gave up what could have been a potential top 10 finish, maybe even a victory for Kyotech Racing, to come down pit road. And we got a total of 4 to go here at Dega. I don't know if this is actually going to be the strategy everybody's going to have to use or not. They did have a variety of strategies when they came down pit road back on lap number 4. But nonetheless, or actually I think it was lap 5. But nonetheless, are these other drivers going to have to come down pit road here in the closing stages as Joshua Michaels now goes back to the lead? Actually, it was his car against Danny Wells and Kyle Matthews. And wait a minute, Norman's coming to pit road. Michaels, Wells, Austin, Chambers, Hart, Galligan, Nova, Nick Barney. They're all coming. Cittadino coming down as well, and maybe even his teammate Eugene DeMax. I don't know for certain. Whoa, what happened to Cittadino? I think he just spun coming to pit road. Something happened to the 42. I don't know what it was. But he was like, I don't know. I think he was sideways. He may have actually hit the brakes and slid. I don't know. But we're looking at the Joshua Michaels machine. We'll watch these green flag pit stops here that are taking place in the closing stages of this race at Talladega. This is the money stop, as they say. looks like it could be just fuel only. Is it a gas and go for the 10? Yes, it is. Michaels is gone. And the leader, I don't know who it cycled around to. There's Ralph Mason. There's Eugene DeMax. I think DeMax may actually have made a pit stop the same lap Ralph Mason did. As we're looking now at the leader, Kyle Matthews, who with fellow Ford driver Alan Tanker decided to stay out under that last lap. Now they're going to complete their service. Gas and go for the 3M Ford Fusion. Let's see what the Worth Ford out of Penske Germain's going to do. Gas and go for him as well. And those two going to come back out together to draft with each other once again. So 2 Fords out of 2 different race teams working the same pit strategy here on the same lap, and we'll see if it works out for either one of them. Kyle Matthews has been close on numerous occasions of getting a win. He's had a lot of good finishes since he came over to Penske Germain, and Alan Tanker trying to get the Ford streak going again. He went to victory lane earlier on this season. It was about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And he was one of those drivers that actually had that 4-race winning streak for Ford. He'd love to be able to go to victory lane here for the second time this season in his rookie season, the Snickers Cup. And let's see what leader's coming up here. It's Michael Norman, who is way ahead of everybody else. Holy cow. Here comes Michael. Joshua Michaels back there, Noah Hart, Chambers, Drew Austin, Galligan, and Ralph Mason back up in the hunt here as Michael Norman's going to go around Kyle Matthews. And these slower cars may actually hold up these lead lap cars. Now, those other drivers are on the lead lap, but they just came off pit road, so they are not completely up to full song. And yes, it is going to hold those guys up. Michael Norman going to open up a lot of daylight between himself and the rest of the field. And the white flag is displayed for the Paul Walker Chevrolet out of Michael Norman Motorsports. Michael Norman, former winner this season, trying to go to victory lane for the second time this season. Sean Galligan, they're now 3 by 3 back there, 2 rows deep for the second position. That's going to spell out a plus for the driver of the 3. But we've seen here how if a big pack is behind a single car, they're able to suck right up to the back bumper of that machine, and they're left in the proverbial sitting duck position. However, there may be enough of a gap between Michael Norman and second place Sean Galligan. But look at the run. Galligan gets through the corner. Here comes Galligan. Here comes the two Audis. The 2 Audis of Ralph Mason and Noah Hart. Galligan trying to get the run to the high side. Here he comes. He's going to try the high side to get the momentum on the 3. It's side by side. Coming to the line. Chevrolets. 1 out of Michael Norman. 1 out of Twinix. And at the line, Michael Norman hangs on barely by inches to pick up his second win of the season. Oh, so close for the Hartlepool Chevrolet of Sean Galligan. Michael Norman's heart has got to be pumping in his chest. He just barely made it to the line before he was caught by this pack. That nearly spelled out disaster for him, but man, oh man, just perfect timing there. And he picks up the victory, his second of the season here in the Snickers Cup Series. Michael Norman, who actually out of the team next season in Season 7 for Michael Norman Motorsports, was not eligible yet to make the All-Star race. I believe now with this win, every single one of the Michael Norman Motorsports entries for Season 7 have clinched themselves spots in the Season 7 Snickers Cup Series All-Star race. And what a way to do it for Michael Norman. What an unbelievable finish. Sean Galligan knew he did not have a move to the inside of Michael, or else Michael would have thrown the block, so he tried the high side with that run, and it nearly paid off. It wouldn't have been nearly as close if we were at Daytona, because the start-finish line is in the middle of the tri-oval there. That extra few hundred feet almost spelled out the difference between who was going to win this race and who was going to finish second, talking about Michael Norman and Sean Galligan. But Norman barely hangs on, and how close was that? 2 100ths of a second, they're saying. I don't know what officially it was as far as the thousandths of seconds, but wow, what a finish here today at Talladega. But now we got to find out who's going to be the ones that are going to be battling it out for the championship. Let's take a look at our official top 10 results. Norman with the win. Galligan, oh so close. I'm certain if Galligan had picked up his second win of the season here, he would have definitely been up in the hunt. Don't know what the second place finish is going to put him in. How about the Audis? Ralph Mason, 3rd. Noah Hart, 4th. Great run for them. We might have, if there had been one more lap left, we might have seen those two work together, and one of them maybe go to victory lane. Kyle Matthews, After he stayed out there one lap later, he'll still salvage a nice finish of 5th place. Adam Chambers was 6th. How about Drew Austin? Great run for him in 7th. Alan Tanker going to get 8th. Joshua Michaels, nice follow-up run after winning last week at Texas. He'll get 10th today. And Eugene DeMax, nice run for him after starting on the outside of the front row. He'll get 10th place here in today's event. Let's find out where Danny Wells actually finished. He finished in 12th, and Cole Daly finished in 15th. Now, Cole Daly will not be the points leader heading next week as Joltis. Apparently, it will still be Charles Jackson because Cole Daly did not finish in 3rd place or better. Charles Jackson did finish out of this race, but he finished pretty high up in the running order anyway. He finished in 24th place. So, I think Cole Daly did make up ground, however. Let's see. If with Jackson in 24th, Daly in 15th, that's a total of 9 positions he made up. So, it'll be about 13 points that Cole Daly will be behind Charles Jackson heading next week's race. The question is, though, we know John Radigan finished out of the race. We know Tim Walsh finished out of the race. Did Sean Galligan and Danny Wells get themselves back mathematically in the hunt for the championship next week at Joltis? That's going to be the big question that's going to have to be answered, and we're not going to know that until all the points have been tallied up and the calculators have been worked. So, we are going to leave you now from Talladega Superspeedway. It's been a great weekend. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you have a very blessed Christmas and a very happy New Year. We will see you guys here very soon for the season finales from Joltis. Oreo, Mobile, and Snickers Cup Series champions are just moments away from being crowned. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, become part of the crew today. Here comes your official finish results, overall points, standings, rookie points, and chase points heading into our season finale at Joltis Speedway. If your name is highlighted in green, you are still mathematically eligible to win the championship next week at Joltis. Once again, Merry Christmas, everybody, and congratulations to Michael Norman on his 2nd win of the season in the 3-car. You've been watching a production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best. Here they come off the final corner, and oh, one of them was John Cittadino, the leader! Cittadino, the pole sitter. There goes Madison Saber off! There goes Ralph Mason, 2nd in points off! Oh my goodness!